Good morning. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple's March 2021 Shotsuki-Hoyo virtual service. Please gasho for opening meditation. What a joy it is that I place my mind in the soil of the primal vow and I let my thoughts flow into the sea of the inconceivable Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. This morning we will chant Sambujo, followed by Jusei-ge, led by Reverend Warwick. During chanting, we will remember individuals who have passed away during the month of March by reading and displaying their names on the screen with remembrance.
Bujo Mida Nyorai Niudo Yo Shan Ge Shakanyorai Niudo Yo San Ge Muyo Jipponyorai Niudo Yo San Ge Dragon Chosegan Hishibujodo Shigan Fumanzo
Kyoko Nishimura, Su Arima, Tatsu Sato Abe, Masanuki Yamada, Tazo Nishimura, Yoshio Horiuchi, Tamayo Mikami, Mitsuo Ikuta, Harry Susumu Anzai, Tsutae Tiny Taketa, Hiroto Mizoguchi, Kai Honore Hansen, Shigeru Nishimura, Ted Tadao Komoto, Kimi Teroka, Toki Nakai, Bobby Akira Tanabe, Benjamin Tsutomu Taketa, Toshi Terayama, Itsuko Funai, Satoru Kato, Stan Tsujikawa, Yasumi Kinoshita, Steve Kato, Sherry Mizuki,
Nichigaten Shujuki Tenko Onpugen Ishukai Hozo se kudoku ho, yo dai shu chu, seppo shishiku, kuyo isai bud, gusoku chu toku hon, gane shinjo man, tokui sangayo, yobuten muge chi, tsudaten ni husho, gangaku erik, toshi sai shoson, shigan yakoka, daisen no kando, koku shotenin, to uchin myoke. Naman dambu, naman dambu, naman dambu, naman dambu, naman dambu. Ganishikudoku Yodo se isai Dohoden Bodaishin Oyo Namo Amida, Namo Amida, Namanda, 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 Namanda.
I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our virtual service, and thank you for joining us today. Please join me in Gasho for readings from the collected works of Shinran. The light emanating from Amida Buddha's features and marks shines everywhere throughout the worlds of the 10 quarters, grasping and never abandoning sentient beings of the Nimbutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda. So during the COVID lockdown, are you considering yourself a prisoner in your own home? Or are you just a prisoner in your own mind? Is this isolation getting to you like it is to so many folks? Are you not sure about that? Me neither. But recently, our granddaughter sent a survey to fill out relating to a paper she's doing in college. And her survey leaned more towards screen time, time spent on smartphone, computer, laptop, TV. Some of the questions that she asked on the survey got me to thinking. Questions like, how irritable have you felt prior to COVID-19? 1 to 5. 1 being not irritable at all, and 5 being very irritable. For me, prior to COVID-19, that was probably like a 1. After COVID-19, probably 4.5 or a 5. The other questions went on to ask, how social did you feel prior to COVID-19? And again, I felt socially connected prior and yet not very connected afterwards. It went on to ask, how anxious did you feel? And I did not feel very anxious prior to, but um, I do feel some anxiety during afterwards. So, and it also asked how positive I felt. And I felt very positive before, and I still feel very positive. And some other questions ask about screen time and how much time are you spending on the computer before and afterwards. And I felt like I'd spent not too much time on the computer before COVID, but now it seems like I'm on the computer nonstop for many hours a day. But my answers to these and some of the other questions showed me that being isolated does really have a strong effect on us. Some of the research shows that the magnitude of risk presented by social isolation is remarkably similar in magnitude to that of obesity and smoking, lack of access to physical care, or inactivity. Some other research shows that persons who are incarcerated are sometimes placed in solitary confinement with minimum sensory stimulation and virtually no physical contact for long periods of time. And the impact on their psyche is it's just devastating. Prolonged social isolation physically, according to another item I found, it physically changes the shape and functions of our brain. I wonder if that's why I get lost sometimes going to the grocery store. Could be. Being connected to others socially is widely considered a fundamental human need, and it's crucial to both our well-being and our survival. But, through the wonders of technology, we can be socially engaged while still being physically isolated. Some people will both physically and socially isolate themselves on purpose. And we call those folks astronauts. And whether they're preparing to take a trip up to the moon or they're on the International Space Station, isolation is par for the course when it comes to that type of science. But even those astronauts will say this. They will say they just would like to hug their wife or husband or their child or just be able to touch or hold them. It's just like they also want to smell the smells of Earth and to feel what it feels like to have Earth because they don't have that up in space. And this all boils down to whether people perceive themselves as socially isolated or not. Are you just a prisoner in your own home or in your own mind? But there's many ways that folks have prescribed to fight isolation. But one good way to fight the isolation is to keep ourselves busy and follow certain daily routines. Even our master Shinran also felt the sting of isolation when he was exiled to Echigo province, and he stayed there for about 5 years before he was pardoned. He actually just he called himself neither monk nor a worldly person, nor lay person. But Shinran made the best of it. He kept busy and accepted his new life with conditions and with bravery and fortitude, I think. During his isolation, his exile, he married Eshini, and they began to raise a family. Together, they had 6 children during these 5 years. And I think that alone would have kept Shinran pretty busy. During the pandemic, Rona and I sometimes take walks down our street. We see a lot of our neighbors that we don't normally see or we haven't met yet or we don't see much of. But yet we're able to stop and talk with them. And I think they really want to talk a little bit and kind of engage in conversation, even though we talk across the street to one another. And I think this is due in part because they also feel a need to interact. In part, well, as I said, they've been spending a lot of time in isolation as we have. And I think the realization that this is an experience that we're all having collectively. I think it is. I think everybody's feeling it. You know what they keep saying, we're all in this together. So whether you are able to stay busy or not, or take walks or not, or go to the grocery store or not, you are never ever alone. The Buddha Amida will always be with you. Always be with you. So in closing, please join me once again for the collected works for a reading from the collected works of Shinran. Entrust yourself to the Buddha Amida's primal vow. Through the benefit of being grasped, never to abandon, all who entrust themselves to the primal vow attain supreme enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Before we end today's service, I'd like to make a few announcements. As a friendly reminder, in-person temple operations remain suspended indefinitely. Your safety is our top concern, and we're working hard to find virtual opportunities to engage our Sangha. All service dates and links can be found on the temple calendar and on our website. Our next virtual service will be our Ohigan service on Sunday, March 14th at 10:30 a.m. Please join us. Our next virtual book club meeting will take place this evening at 7 p.m. Please sign up to receive the link at wrbt.org/book club. Our next virtual Timeless Favorites cooking class will be on March 26th at 11 a.m. with Luann Kato and Lily Kato. Please register online at wrbt.org/timelessfavorites. Finally, if you don't already, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website for the latest information. Those are all of the announcements. At this time, please gasho for closing meditation, an excerpt from Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. The battle of being mortal is the battle to maintain the integrity of one's life, to avoid becoming so diminished or dissipated or subjugated that who you are becomes disconnected from who you were or who you want to be. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for joining our virtual service today. We hope you enjoyed it and appreciate you joining us from wherever you are. Hope you will join us again and stay safe.